Hello everyone. So in last class we studied that opening and closing of stomata. We studied this, and we also studied this that how desert plants do their photosynthesis. As in night time they open their stomata to absorb CO2, and in daytime and in daytime stomata are closed. Okay, so that it can reduce water evaporation. Reduce water evaporation. Okay, only desert plant do this. Only desert plants do this. Okay, normal plants, other plants, those who are not desert plants, okay, they will go in this procedure one by one for absorption of light, and after that conversion of light energy into chemical energy and reduction of carbon dioxide. Okay, this is the reduction process. Okay, and water molecule get splitted. We studied this. So these three steps are followed by normal plants which are not desert plants one by one. It means that it should be first, it should be second, and it should be third. But for desert plant there is some limitations because they have scarcity or they have lack water. That's why in night time they open their stromata to absorb CO2 for the process of photosynthesis, because the process of photosynthesis, okay, does needs this carbon dioxide. And in daytime the stomata of desert plants remain closed. Okay, so this is the stomata. You can see this is the leaf, and if you can see the tiny aperture or the tiny openings, you can see these tiny openings. Okay, these tiny openings are known as stomata. uh it These steps should not follow one by one, but after that you will learn that these steps should not be followed one by one for desert plants. Read it carefully. For desert plants, okay, it is not important for desert plants. Okay, generally other plants will follow the same steps. Okay, it is also possible that the steps should not follow in one by one, but generally plant follow this. But for desert plant there is no limitation, it can go with any step before, or the most common step is the absorption of CO2. Okay, so this is stomata opening, okay, on leaf surface. Remember stomata, how it works. It releases oxygen. Okay, it releases oxygen. It absorb carbon dioxide. Okay, same pore can do all thing. Release oxygen. Okay, it can release oxygen, it can absorb carbon dioxide, and it can also release water molecule. Okay, it can also release water molecule. When it release water molecule, it can release water molecule in the process of photosynthesis. We studied the process of photosynthesis. So in this case it can also release water, and in this case it also release oxygen. Okay, and in another cases other than photosynthesis, the evaporation of water also takes place without photosynthesis. Okay, evaporation of water also takes place if there is no evaporation. Okay, in a general way. Sorry, is there is no photosynthesis. Okay, so what is it? Generally you have seen that specifically in summer region, okay, this is the root of plant. Okay, and we give water plant by its root, and the water, okay, this is, I'm making the leaf. Okay, this is the leaf of plant, and these leaves are having tiny aperture which are known as stomata. So what happens really, that we give water to roots, and the water will get upward, and by it come into this leaf, and by this opening that water will evaporate. Okay, so there is a need of evaporation. Okay, there is a need of evaporation. What is the need of evaporation? First of all, due to evaporation, okay, there is water present inside this is water. Water is present in roots, or we can say in soil. Okay, so root absorb water from soil, and also this soil have some minerals. Okay, so this soil is having water, and this soil is also having minerals. Okay, so for providing water and mineral to each and every part of plant, for providing water and mineral to each and every part of plant, okay, so this water and mineral will go, and with water, okay, and mineral, and also mineral goes with water. Okay, because we know that in roots there are two types of things are present. In roots water is present, okay, and in roots, sorry, in soil water is present in soil. Okay, water is present in soil, and minerals are also present in soil. So this is mineral. Okay, so the soil carry two things. The soil carry two things. Soil carry water, and soil also carry minerals. Okay, so the root absorb water, root absorb water, and root also absorb minerals. Okay, now whole plant body needs water, and whole plant body needs minerals. So this is leaves and branches and everything. Okay, so each and every part of plant needs water and mineral. Okay, so as the water comes up, the mineral will also comes up with water. So this is the water. Okay, this is the water, and it is going upward. It will go to each and every part of plant, and same time the mineral will also go with water. Mineral will also go with water. Okay, these are mineral, and they will also go with water, because mineral cannot flow on its own, so it will flow with water. Okay, and as soon as the water will reach to this opening, which are known as stomata, as soon as the water will reach to this opening, this is known as stomata. This water will reach to these stomata. Okay, and if the stomata are open, the water will release into atmosphere in the form of vapor, obvious thing. Okay, and the water will release. So the plants which are present in desert, okay, needs to close their stomata so that water will reach to stomata. It is a necessity that each and every part of plant needs water and minerals, so all of them will go in this direction. Okay, but stomata needs to be closed, because if the water will reach to the stomata, and if the stomata are open, water will releases. Okay, so this is stomata. So we are back to stomata. So stomata does three things. First of all, oxygen release, okay, carbon dioxide intake, and water release. Okay, and evaporation is the worst thing, because it is necessary for plant to do evaporation, because for providing water and mineral, plant have to make this water to release in each and every plant. So evaporation is necessary, but by the evaporation a plant can die, because evaporation is necessary. Plant cannot escape evaporation, because this is the only process. Evaporation, by the evaporation water is reaching to the every part of plant, and as soon as the water reaches to this stomata remove water. Okay, so it is necessity. It is, it is a necessity which can make a plant dead. It is a necessity which can make a plant dead, because each and every time water has to be go upwards, water has to be go upwards, and if there is less water, though if there is less water, the water should go upward, and a plant will die by evaporation, but it needs to be make conduct water in each and every part. And if the stomata is open, if stomata doesn't care, definitely stomata doesn't care that from where my plant is getting water. They never care. They just, if they are open, they just release water in atmosphere. So they are very careless thing, and they just mm, uh, remove water. Okay, so these are stomata. So now we are going to understand the structure of stomata. Okay, so this is the tiny opening you can see, and this thing. Okay, so this is the basic hole. Okay, this is the basic hole. So this is actually, this is the stomata. Okay, this is the basic hole which is known as stomata, and this stomata is guarding by two cells which are known as guard cell. Okay, so this tiny aperture you can see here, this tiny aperture, okay, this tiny aperture is exactly known as stomata. Okay, and it is guarding by two cells which are known as guard cells. So I'm denoting the guard cells here by using white pen. Okay, just consider that these are, okay, these are, this is one guard cell and this is second guard cell. Okay, so these are two guard cells. Okay, so these are two guard cell and these are two guard cells. Okay, and this opening is known as stomata. So what is the need of these guard cell? Now let me tell you one more thing, that these guard cells are also having chlorophyll. Okay, chlorophyll, the same chlorophyll which is involved in photosynthesis. If you remember that this is the chlorophyll, okay, this is the green part which is involved in photosynthesis. So this is the green part which is involved in photosynthesis. Okay, so they are having chloroplast which is having chlorophyll. Okay, okay, so on the leaf surface, okay, this is the upper region of the leaf surface and there is also the lower region of leaf surface. So there are so many stomata present on upper and lower surface of a leaf. Okay, which we will study later on. So there are having more stomata at lower surface. So this is the upper surface, this is the upper surface. Okay, and it behind this there is a lower surface, but the lower surface is having more stomata. Okay, it is having more stomata. If you have any problem in understanding, or if you get disconnected and if you skip something while teaching, while online class, so don't hesitate me to ask. Okay, because it is your duty to ask me if you feel any kind of doubt, and it is your duty to ask me on WhatsApp, because till today, from the starting of our class till today, no one has asked me a single question at WhatsApp. You are free, you can write a question on WhatsApp or write a question on your book or copy and click a photo and you can send it to me if you have any kind of doubt, because it's your duty. If you are getting confused and if you have any problem in any type of question, you can ask me. You can ask me during the class and you can also ask me after the class. So now I'm giving this duty to you. If you are having any problem, you can ask me. Okay, so this is our stomata. Okay, now I'm drawing a stomata in a larger way. So this is stomata. Actually this is stomata and this is the aperture. Okay, this is opening. You can see this opening. Okay, you can see, you can easily see this is opening, this is the opening. Okay, so this is also known as stomatal aperture. Okay, and it is surrounded by two guard cells. Okay, so this is our stomatal aperture, or you can say stomata. Aperture means opening. Okay, and it is surrounded by two guard cells, and guard cells are having a green pigment which is known as chlorophyll, or chloroplast which is having chlorophyll. Okay, now what happened really, exactly what happens, that you know that these are present on leaf. Okay, and leaf they are opening which are known as the stomata. Okay, so as soon as the water comes, okay, because plant is having lots of water. Okay, so this is a normal stomata and I'm going to draw a shrunken stomata also. Okay, so this is stomata and these are two guard cells. Okay, and in guard cells there is presence of chloroplast, or which is known as chlorophyll. So there are two types of guard cells. Okay, if there is water, okay, if there is more water, water will come inside to these guard cells. Okay, water will come inside to guard cells. Okay, and you can see here that the stomatal aperture in this case A and this is case B. So in case A, the stomatal aperture, only the stomatal aperture, okay, or stomata, whatever you pronounce, stomata, stomatal aperture, okay, it is swollen in condition A, and the stomata or stomatal aperture is very shrunken in condition B. Okay, same time guard cells are swell and bigger in size in condition A, and you can see the guard cells are comparatively shrunken. Okay, they are comparatively shrunken at B side. Okay, so what does happen exactly, that when there is much amount of water, the water will come to these guard cell, and as the water will come to these guard cells, okay, these guard cells swell like this. Okay, you can see the guard cells are swollen. So these guard cells are actually in swollen condition. Okay, and these guard cells are, you can see they are very shrunk. Okay, they are shrink. Okay, but as the water came inside, so these guard cells which are swollen in condition, okay, as they are swell, they will move apart. Okay, both of them will move apart. Okay, as the water will come inside, they will move apart because there is full water, and due to the pressure of water, okay, due to the pressure of water, because water is getting inside, the guard cells swell. Okay, and as the swelling occur, they will go apart. Okay, they will go apart, they will go away. Okay, and as they will go away, the shrunken stomata, you can see the shrunken stomata, it will open because they are going away. Okay, and the stomata is open and it will large in size. So this is large stomata. Okay, and now there is water. Now there is water. Okay, because water came inside and there is water. Okay, so what happened, that there is much water, and these guard cells are in swollen condition because water is absorbed. We know that water is absorbed and now it is filled with water, so they will get swell and they will move apart. As they will move apart, the stromatal aperture will become enlarged, or it will become large. Okay, and as it will become large, it the hole will become large, the aperture will become large. Aperture means hole. Okay, so the hole will become large and it will remove all the water outside. It will remove all the water outside. Okay, so now what happened again? Okay, now each and every molecule of water is removed. Okay, so I'm doing one thing, that I'm removing the water because water is again removed. Okay, so water is removed. Now water is removed. Okay, as the water is removed, now the water is outside, and if the water is removed totally, if the water is removed, they will again get shrink like this. Okay, the water is out. So what happen, if the water is out, okay, then the two guard cell will come again close to each other. They will come close to each other, and if both of them will come close to each other, okay, they will become shrunken because water is definitely came out. Okay, now they will become shrink. Okay, and like this. Okay, and as they come together again, the stomatal aperture or this stomatal opening will become small or shrunken. Okay, the aperture will become small and shrunken again. So here, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Don't hesitate, please don't hesitate me to ask anything. Okay, so this is the condition. You can see the aperture is big, the aperture is very big. You can see the aperture. Sometimes pen doesn't work, which color I use. Okay, this is the aperture, you can see, and these two are guard cells. They are in swollen condition. Okay, these are in swollen condition. These are in swollen condition. So this is our stomata. Fazan, do you understand this? Fazan, do you understand this, that how stomata open and close? Fazan, do you understand this, beta? That how the guard cell will swell and how the guard cell will shrink, because I think today you are losing your connection frequently. Okay. So if you sometimes it is possible that you will lose your connection, then don't hesitate me to ask again. Just write, ma'am, tell me again. Okay, I can understand the online teaching is not a very easy task, but it is easier for you because teacher is not in direct contact with you. So I cannot rebuke you. I cannot see anything. Cannot say anything to you. Okay, but it is not that easy. Okay, so these are two possibilities. Okay, so you can see this is our guard cell. Okay, this is the opening of stomata, and this is a swell stomata, yeah, or we can say a large stomata. Okay, not good to say it swell, we can say it is a large stomata, and these two guard cells are in swell condition, they are swell. Okay, and these stomata is small stomata. Okay, and these two guard cells are, you can see, they are shrunk. Okay, so what is the meaning of this thing, that they are shrunk? They are shrunk, that means they have no water. Okay, either water is not reached to them, or they have evaporated all of their water. Okay, and this diagram is much clearer. This diagram is from our NCERT, that's why I told you, but this diagram is much easier. Okay, so these are stomata are closed. Okay, so what is the meaning of closed stomata? That these guard cells are came together because though they have released all of their water. Okay, it is possible that if they have released their water, okay, and finally they have no water, that's why they will come close to each other and this stomatal opening is closed. Okay, this is closed stomata, and guard cells are shrunken, they are shrunk, but in this case the water is inside. Yeah, there is role of vacuole. There is a big role of vacuole, that water, they can store water, but for now it is not of our concern. Okay, it is not needed to understand at this stage. At in our syllabus, it is, there is no use. Okay, so this vacuole will absorb water definitely. This is a vacuole and it will store water. Okay, they are for storage. Okay, so in this case we can see that water is inside and they are having a huge amount of water. This is water. So, and as the water will come out, they will go apart. Okay, because you know they will get swell, that's why they will get apart. Okay, so this is the working of stomata. Now we are going to learn about this thing. uh, this is a surface of our leaf. Okay, leaf is having generally two surfaces. This is the upper surface of leaf. Okay, and this is the lower surface of leaf. Okay, so what is lamina? The leaf blade is lamina, let me tell you. Okay, this portion, okay, this portion, okay, this portion, blade, you can understand the blade and razor. Why do you say something something like blade or razor? It means that these edges, okay, these edges are known as blade. Okay, leaf blade. Okay, leaf blade. Okay, this is leaf blade and these are veins. Let me tell you, these are veins. You can see the veins. These are veins. These white parts. Okay, this is a major vein and they are minor veins. Okay, and these are so much minor veins. Okay, these are minor veins and these are so much minor veins. So this is a major vein. Okay, so this surface, okay, they are two surfaces. Okay, two surfaces means they are very thin, that's why it is known as leaf plate. So this is upper surface and it is also having a lower surface. Okay, this is the upper surface, and it behind this there is a lower surface. Okay, so this is known as lamina. Okay, this surface is known as lamina, and it is very thin. That's why we can also say this is leaf blade. Okay, and it is, they are vein. Okay, they are leaf veins, and these veins, okay, actually these veins are made up of xylem and phloem. If you remember from ninth class, that these veins are actually made up of xylem and phloem. So I told you one thing, that we studied one thing where it is, yeah, we studied this thing, that a plant needs to conduct mineral and water. Okay, so a plants need to conduct everything. So how it will conduct everything? So for the conduction of everything, for the conduction of, okay, so for the conduction of water and mineral, okay, xylem is used, and for the conduction of food, okay, which is produced by plant, we studied it before, that plant produces, basically plant produces glucose, basically plant produces glucose and sugar. Okay, this is glucose, C6H12O6, and by this glucose there are several major part, which major type of food which are produced by plant further after glucose. Okay, because glucose is primary product, and by the use of glucose, by including glucose, plant will produce fat, and plant will produce carbohydrate and protein and starch, and that's all. Okay, so phloem is useful for conduction of food, for glucose, for fat, for starch, for carbohydrate, and xylem is useful for conduction of water or mineral. So these are the veins. Okay, and these veins are present not only in leaf, but these veins are present in all over the plant. Okay, these veins are present in all over the plant. Okay, so this is plant. Okay, and these veins are present all over in the plant. Okay, these veins are present in all over the plant. These veins are present in all over the plant. Okay, all over, in leaves and in branches and in stems, everywhere they are present. Okay, and these veins are known as, these veins, okay, these veins are known as vascular. These veins are generally made up of xylem and phloem. Veins are made up of xylem and phloem, and these veins are known as, the xylem and phloem when came together. Okay, don't forget that when xylem and phloem are pronounced together, they are known as vascular tissues. Okay, vascular tissues, and a further term which is known as vascular bundles, because they are present in form of vascular bundles, so it is known as vascular bundles. Okay, so these veins are known as, these veins contain vascular bundle. What does it mean that these veins, okay, these veins contain vascular bundles? That means these veins are made up of bundle of xylem. Bundle means so many. Okay, so many, and the bundles of phloem. These veins are made up of the bundles of xylem and phloem, and xylem and phloem together, the bundles of xylem and phloem together known as vascular bundles. So these are the veins. Okay, so uh, let's see this in our book. Okay, so this is the diagram of our book. So now you can know that this is known as, this part is known as lamina or leaf blade. Okay, and they are known as rib. Okay, I told you that these major thing I am denoting with black. Okay, this is known as major vein. Okay, major rib or major vein, and these are minor, and further these are very minor. So this part is known as mid rib or mid vein. Okay, mid rib or mid vein, And these are, here it is written that phloem and xylem. So we know that this midrib is made up of xylem and phloem and bundles of xylem and phloem. So they are also called as vascular bundle. Okay, in unity we can say the vascular bundle. Now if we will go to the dissection or more elaborate or uh, more we can say more understanding structure of leaf. So we can say the leaf has two surfaces. This is upper surface and this is lower surface, and this surface is known as blade. Okay, these surfaces are known as blade, okay, or lamina. So it is having upper surface. So we are writing the we are drawing the structure of these leaf, and this is the cells of upper surface. These are, I'm drawing the cells. Okay, so the cells of upper surface are known as epidermis. Okay, every living thing which is having cells on its outermost surface is known as epidermis. Even though it can be plant or animal, so our skin is also having epidermis. Okay, our skin is also having epidermis. So this is uppermost surface. Okay, and this uppermost surface, okay, I'm writing about this uppermost surface. Okay, so I'm drawing the upper surface of leaf. Okay, or you can say the upper blade of leaf. Okay, upper blade or lamina. Okay, upper surface. Okay, and this surface is covered by some waxy substance or cutin. Okay, waxy substance, because this waxy substance helps uh, plants to get rid from water and microorganism. Okay, why do we use some creams and oils on our skin? Because we want to get rid of some moisture or water or insect. Okay, so because it makes this uh, leaf very sleek, and it can also inhibits any type of bacteria and virus to go inside. Okay, so if there is the surface of wax, water molecule, because wax very oily and very thick and very leatherous substance wax is. Okay, so it inhibits anything like viruses, bacteria, microorganism, fungi and water to go inside or to go inside to epidermis. Okay, underside this, okay, there is a presence of some cells. There are presence of some cells. Okay, under this. Okay, this is the outermost cell, and it is also having epidermis. There is also epidermis. Okay, just below the epidermis. Okay, just below the epidermis, if I show you the leaf. Okay, so this is, there is outermost surface which is known as epidermis, and definitely the epidermis having a thick layer of cuticle or wax, but it is cannot be seen in this condition, because this is not a very elaborated or microscopic view. This is a normal view. Okay, so it is having epidermis and it is also having wax. Okay, and behind the epidermis, behind, or we can say below the epidermis, okay, there are a bunch of cells. Okay, and these cells are normal cell and they contain chloroplast. Okay, they contain chloroplast. Okay, the cells of epidermis is not having any type of chloroplast, remember this. So the plant which is visible green to us, the plant the tree sorry, the leaf is which is visible as green to us. So definitely the green something, the green layer which is visible to us is actually not the first layer. Okay, the plant the leaf which is green to us in visibility, it is not the first layer, because the cell which present green color due to chloroplast. Okay, chloroplast, the chloroplast is having chlorophyll, that's why it is green. So it is not the uppermost layer, it is not the first layer, it is the approximately third layer, and before this layer there is epidermis and there is a waxy layer. So this is not a perfect first layer, but though it is not the first layer, okay, because of these plant leaves look green. Okay, so this is not the first most layer. Okay, so this is actually the greenish looking of the plant is not because of these epidermis, it is the because of this third layer which is green. Okay, and which is having chloroplast. Okay, so chloroplast layer, the layer which possesses chloroplast, or the layer which possesses color is actually the third layer. Okay, so it is not the first layer. Now below this layer, there is so many air space, and below it there are some other cells. Okay, and they are somehow not very close, and they are having air spaces. Okay, air space. Okay, and at the lower surface, what did we studied? That a leaf is having two surfaces. Okay, we studied this, that a leaf is having two surfaces. This is the upper surface, and behind this there will be a lower surface. So the basic structure of upper surface and lower surface is same. Okay, this is a lamina blade of upper side, and there will be a lower surface behind it. We are very aware of plant. Okay, so while drawing this, we are also drawing the lower epidermis. So this is the upper epidermis. Okay, this is the upper epidermis, and behind this there will be the lower epidermis. So we are drawing the lower epidermis, the lower layer. Okay, the lower outermost layer. This is also the epidermis. Okay, and it is at lower region. Okay, this is up, this epidermis is at upper surface. Okay, and this is the upper surface, and behind this there will be the lower surface. So at both upper and lower covering, okay, there will be a same layer in both plant and animals. Okay, in our front view or in our back view, there is a layer, okay, which is known as epidermis. So the layer of upper side is known as upper epidermis, and the layer of lower side is known as lower epidermis. Okay, and somehow it is also coated with some substances which is known as wax. This wax is just to provide some protection, so nothing can enter into this. Okay, and you can see the tiny opening. Okay, these tiny opening. Okay, so how I can describe this? uh, Let me do something. So you can see this, the opening. Okay, this aperture. Okay, so actually this aperture is something, this aperture, this is the aperture. Okay, and it is surrounded by guard cell. Okay, let me also tell you in this, and let me also tell you in this. And don't forget that yesterday you are having a test of chapter magnetic effect of current, whole chapter. Remove the part generator and household electricity, because this part is removed from our syllabus. Okay, for this year. So this is our stomata, and this is our guard cell. This is stomata, and this is guard cell. This is stomata, and this is guard cell. Okay, at this surface there is very less amount of stomata. At this surface you hardly can see the stomata. Okay, and in next class I will tell you that why this happens, that this side is having a very less amount of stomata in guard cell. Okay, only very bit amount of you can find. And if you have any idea that this upper surface is having very less amount of stomata, let me tell you, this upper surface is having very less amount of stomata. Okay, this upper surface, but the surface which is behind this surface, which is the lower part, having a numerous amount of stomata. Okay, so can you tell me, just think about it and tell me. You can also text me, you can also WhatsApp me, that what is the reason. Okay, that this lower surface is having, okay, this is the lower surface, okay, behind this, and this is the upper surface. So it is having very less amount of stomata, that is upper surface, and the lower surface is having very high amount of stomata, and from this stomata the water will come out. Okay, the water will come out. Okay, so this is the lower surface which is having huge amount of stomata. Okay, let me tell you that why the lower surface is having huge amount of stomata. Okay, how the leaf arranged. Okay, how this leaf is arranged. The leaf is arranged in this manner, that this surface is always in direct contact with sun, and sunlight is directly strike this. Okay, sunlight directly strike this. So as the sunlight directly strike this, there are more chances of losing water, because this is the upper part. Okay, and sunlight direct strike this. Okay, this is the sunlight, and it direct strike this. Okay, so these surfaces face more sunlight, and if this surface face more sunlight, okay, so there are having very less amount of stomata, because if there is less stomata, they will lose less water. Okay, and the surface which is behind the surface, suppose this is the behind surface, this behind surface is having numerous stomata. Okay, for the exchange of gases, obviously plant need to absorb CO2 and plant need to release oxygen and water, but this is lower surface and it is having a huge amount of stomata, but sunlight is not in direct contact because this is the lower part. Okay, so it will not release water, it will, what it does relate, it absorbs CO2 and it will release oxygen, but definitely not water because it is not in direct contact with sunlight. But this surface is, oh my god, it is in direct contact with sunlight and it will release all the water. Okay, because direct sunlight, it will strike with direct sunlight, this is sunlight, and it will evaporate or the water. Okay, so right now I'm finishing my class and tomorrow you will have test at 6:30. Okay, don't forget it.